This is TechCrunch.
While Elon Musk's Neuralink likes to say it's pioneering brain-computer interfaces, China's BCI industry is already quietly moving from research to scale. A new wave of startups is racing to commercialize both implantable and non-invasive BCIs, backed by stronger policy support, expanding clinical trials, and growing investor interest. So says Phoenix Peng, who has founded not one but two BCI startups. He's a co-founder of NeuroXS, maker of BCI implants, as well as founder and CEO of non-invasive ultrasound BCI startup Gestala. His belief in the potential of this market is founded on concrete action. Provinces in China have already set medical service pricing for BCI, speeding its inclusion in the national medical insurance system. Over time, he foresees the technology extending beyond medicine treating disease to human augmentation, he said. Peng said, "I have always maintained that neuroscience and AI are two sides of the same coin. They are destined for deep integration, realizing direct high-bandwidth connections between the human brain and AI. BCI will serve as the ultimate bridge between carbon-based and silicon-based intelligence. While this may sound distant, it represents an unimaginably vast market in the future. But over the next 3 to 5 years, BCI use is likely to stay concentrated in healthcare, with the market reaching multi-billion-dollar scale as insurance coverage expands," Peng told TechCrunch. Last August, China's industry ministry and 6 other agencies released a national roadmap to further speed development of BCIs. The plan targets major technical milestones by 2027, common industry standards, and a full supply chain by 2030, with the goal of building globally competitive BCI companies and supporting smaller specialized firms. Asked what's driving China's rapid progress in BCI, Peng told TechCrunch it comes down to 4 factors. The first one is strong policy support, with cross-department collaboration that aligns technical standards and medical reimbursement. In December, at the Shenzhen BCI and Human-Computer Interaction Expo, China announced the equivalent of a $165 million brain science fund to support BCI companies from research through commercialization. The second factor is vast clinical resources, including large patient pools and lower research costs that accelerate trials. China's national health insurance means quicker commercialization once the state approves a device. This compares to the US, where even after the FDA approves a device, private insurers, as the main payers, must each individually do so. Europe is known for applying the strictest approval standards in healthcare tech, with an emphasis on regulation of data privacy. According to CGTN, researchers have completed the country's first fully implanted wireless BCI trial, only the second globally, allowing a paralyzed patient to control devices without external hardware. Neuralink is the startup that completed the first such trial. The third factor is China's mature industrial manufacturing, Peng points out, spanning semiconductors, AI, and medical hardware, which supports fast R&D and prototyping. Finally, there is strategic investment in the market, with both state-led funds and private capital surging under national initiatives. Some recent key deals include Shanghai-based BCI startup StairMed Technology raising a $48 million Series B funding round in February of last year. BrainCo, a neurotech company developing its non-invasive BCIs and bionic limbs, has also quietly filed for a Hong Kong IPO, according to reports, after raising $287 million earlier this year. Peng's company, Gestala, which launched in January, is in talks with investors to close an angel round soon, he tells us. All told, China's BCI startups are ramping up to challenge US leaders like Neuralink, Synchron, and Paradromics, spanning approaches from implantable flexible interfaces to non-invasive brain-computer technologies. BCIs are taking 2 paths. The first is invasive electrophysiological BCIs like NeuroXS and Neuralink that implant electrodes in people's brains for precise neuron-level signals. But this type comes with surgery risks. The second type is non-invasive systems like NeuroSky and BrainCo that trade some precision for safety and ease of use. The field is now broadening further, with emerging approaches, including ultrasound, magnetoencephalography imaging, transcranial magnetic stimulation, optical methods, and hybrid BCIs, giving researchers new tools to read and influence brain activity. Startup founders also hope that non-invasive technology could help overcome adoption barriers. Not everyone is willing to undergo brain surgery to have a device implanted in their heads. Ultrasound BCIs from companies like OpenAI-backed Merge Labs and Gestala are targeting high-prevalence conditions such as chronic pain, stroke, and depression. As non-invasive solutions, these technologies are more readily accepted by patients and offer significantly greater commercial scalability. Gestala, for instance, expects to roll out its first-generation product later this year. Early clinical trials have shown promising results. A single session reduced pain scores by 50%, with effects lasting 1 to 2 weeks, Peng noted. Hongshan Capital, formerly Sequoia China, has invested in Giron Medical, a startup founded in 2022 focused on improving long-term implant performance. The company uses flexible, high-throughput electrodes to reduce inflammation and signal loss associated with rigid implants. Over the next 5 years, industry insiders expect China's BCI regulations to align more closely with international standards, with a particular focus on regulatory approval and data sovereignty. Global frameworks developed by organizations such as the IEC and ISO, along with guidance from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, are expected to serve as key reference points. Chinese regulators are also expected to tighten oversight of invasive devices, as well as the data that all BCI devices generate, while easing approval for non-invasive technologies. As for the ethics that confront brain-implanted or manipulating devices, China plans to strengthen informed consent requirements, broaden ethics review beyond medicine, and move toward unified technical standards for clinical evaluation. That's it from TechCrunch. For more stories like these, go to TechCrunch.com.